Welcome back into the WIAA Football Playoff Bracket Reveal Show. I'm Keegan Hewitt alongside Nick Tabbert and Travis Wilson. Now it's time to turn our attention to the Division III brackets, and we will dive right into it. Grafton, the number one overall seed in this field by about 5 playoff qualifying score points. It'll be Medford that will head to Grafton. Lakeland and Merrill, two foes up there in the north getting each other. That should be a tight battle between teams that are very familiar with each other. The 3-seed Luxembourg Casco, the 6-seed Fox Valley Lutheran, and Marinette will face Plymouth as the 7-2.
Let's go to section number 2, Catholic Memorial out of the Parkland. And then you've got Mount Horeb Barneveld at the number 2 seed at the bottom against Wausau East. Filling in the middle, La Crosse Logan going to host Wisconsin Lutheran, and New Berlin Eisenhower draws Burlington in the 3-6. Travis, what do you make of the first two quads here?
Yeah, Grafton has beaten a number of the top Division III teams already. They have a win over Mount Horeb Barneveld in non-conference. They beat a good Port Washington team. They beat Wisconsin Lutheran. So they've as you said, kind of jumped way out in front when you look at the scores in that division. But Plymouth is an undefeated team down there in the 2 seed. Catholic Memorial, the defending runners-up in Division III. Tons of talent on that team. And Mount Horeb Barneveld down there as the 2 seed, coming in with high expectations, a really strong senior class. Had a couple of losses, including one to Edgewood late in the year, but did end up sharing that Badger Small Conference title.
Alrighty, we'll switch gears to the other half of this bracket now. Edgewood was a co-champion. They will get Rhinelander, the Hodag, sneaking in as the 8 seed. Waterford and Reedsburg set to square off here in Section 3 of Division 3. Sauk Prairie snapping the 3 seed, who will get Pewaukee, while Menominee will head to Onalaska in that 7-2 matchup. Travis, anything stand out here?
Well, it's interesting. We can start to talk a little bit about some of the drop-down effect. Teams that play in a larger division come down and play in a smaller division in the postseason. Pewaukee is a poster child for that this year. Playing in the Classic 8 that they're moving out of next year, but they are well tested and take on a Sauk Prairie team that's a conference champion for the first time in 40 years. Menominee fits that bill as well, coming down out of the Big Rivers Conference, taking on Onalaska. Head coach Tom Yashinsky at Onalaska and Mike Sins at Menominee, good friends. Be an interesting matchup in that one. Menominee,
I believe, is the largest enrollment in Division III this year and extended the longest playoff streak in the state every year since 1990. Menominee back in the dance. Here we go to section number 4. New Berlin West, second in the Parkland standings, draws the number 1 seed here against Whitefish Bay. The 4-5 will be Milwaukee Washington Fuller and Port Washington. Pius, the 11th Catholic, the 6th seed against Martin Luther, and then Whitnall McFarland, the 2-7. What do you make of this quad?
Well, New Berlin West gets a 1 seed despite losing to rival New Berlin Eisenhower in Week 9, the National Championship Avenue trophy game there. An interesting one, McFarland and Whitnall, two outstanding quarterbacks. They're going to throw it all over the football field in that one. Port Washington is interesting as a 5 seed. They've been on a good run late in the year after a little bit of struggles early on.
We'll bring in the full bracket now and take a look at all of our teams in Division 3. Portage, the first team out. Waukesha North was the second here. Travis, you just mentioned that final quad, but when we look all around, a lot of talent to top in those top seeds, but it's deep all over the field. What are some of these maybe lower seeds you can consider in a bracket that may have a chance to make a Cinderella run here maybe?
Well, I mentioned Pewaukee is a 6 seed, again, well tested in that Classic 8 conference and have played some larger opponents, certainly, wins over Kettle Moraine and Waukesha West. So you look at teams like that, but a lot of depth in Division 3. Grafton certainly stands out. Catholic Memorial is a powerhouse, but there's a lot of really good teams in Division 3.
That's the fun of this time of year. We get to wait and see. Ain't that right?
Yeah, and I'm sure Division 2 and Division 1 teams are like, hey, we don't want to wait any longer. We've been waiting for 40 minutes. Well, you don't have to wait too much longer. After the break, we turn our attention to D2. We'll visit with Monona Grove head coach Brandon Beckwith. You're watching the WIAA Football Playoff Bracket Reveal Show.